1. I'm 27 and female, a flight attendant for a major US airline. A few years ago, while at a very busy US airport, I was in line to get some food. My luggage is almost an extension of my hand when I'm working. I carry a shoulder bag and then have a large rollerboard and a smaller sized tote that hooks to the larger bag, so it extends a bit behind me. As I'm waiting, I feel the bag move. Afraid I'm in someone's way, I pull it a bit closer and turn around to see a toddler laying on the two bags. 3 times I said to the parents they needed to move him. He could get hurt. They take him off briefly, but within a second or two he's back. When I try to pull the bag away, he thinks it's a game. Parents just ignore me, giving them looks. The 3rd time I specifically said, "This is a busy airport, and if I move quickly for some reason, he's going to get hurt." Snarky reply from Mom, "I know how to watch my kid." Once I reach the register, I place my order. As I finish, airline scheduling calls me regarding a trip change. I need to quickly get to a place where I can take notes. Without even thinking about it, I roll my bag back quickly, which meant that the toddler who was apparently playing with my luggage tags, another lady informed me after, gets bowled backwards and hits his head on the hard tile floor. Cue flip out from kid and parents, yelling I was guilty of child abuse, demanding to see my work ID so they could report me to my company, etc., etc., which I'm neither obligated nor willing to do. Airport police arrive just as my food is ready. One happens to be someone I see in the airport regularly. We have a 30-second conversation in which I explain and identify the lady who already offered to be a witness on my behalf. I need to get to the gate for the new flight, so cop says, "I know where to find you if I need you, but don't stress. Get out of here and work your flight." As I thank him and start to walk away, the kid's grandfather attempts to run past the cop to stop me from leaving. And when the cop puts his hand on his shoulder, he shoves the cop with all his strength and lunges. I find out after because this happens behind me. I feel just a brief tug on the strap of my shoulder bag and turn around to see another airport cop slamming Grandpa to the ground. Grandpa pled out, so I never had to testify in court. But all could have been avoided if they had watched their damn kid. 2. Entitled Mom is my coworker, and since day one she's been trying to either take my job position or divert all the attention onto herself. Her mom works here too, so she's practically untouchable. But even her mom knows she's not okay to hang around and will generally tell her to calm the fuck down already. Entitled Mom is your run-of-the-mill wannabe dark and spooky girl who worships Tim Burton and never grew out of the high school phase of trying to out-spooky everyone else. In the same breath, she'll say some staunch anti-vax shit, praise Jesus, and talk about how different and cool she is because she went mud-bogging once or twice for fun.
"Hey, OP, where did you get those earrings?"
Some online shop, they're not too heavy.
"So, do you know what the symbol on your earrings means?"
Yes, it's a triquetra. It means a whole bunch of things depending on your religion or beliefs. I'm wearing it as a protection symbol.
"What do you mean?" "It should only stand for the unbreakable bond between a mother, father, and child."
Sure. But others believe it stands for Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, or the triple goddess, the maiden, mother, and crone.
"Yeah, whatever. So, you don't even have kids, right?"
Nope.
"And you're not even married, right?"
Nope, not yet.
"Then why even wear the earrings then? Everyone's gonna think you're some sort of pagan weirdo or something. Why not give them to me, an actual mom with an actual husband and actual children?"
What? Yeah, okay. Good joke. I can't just give these to you. They're silver and won't break out my skin. I paid a decent amount for these.
"I think they look better on someone like me."
I'm getting annoyed now. What the hell do you mean, someone like you?
"You know, someone like me who likes dark stuff and has black hair. You wear pink a lot, so I don't even know why you worship all that satanic stuff."
You do what you want. I do what I want. My religion is not satanic. I worship nature. And for the second, my hair is naturally dark while you have to dye yours black, so get out of here with that nonsense.
"But I'm a mom with a loving husband and babies."
No.
"Whatever."
She gets up and leaves. Cue the next day. I'm a little late coming in, but I hear sobbing in the smoke shed. It's already been 10 minutes and she hasn't even started work at all. Holy shit, are you okay?
No, my husband wants a divorce.
Jesus. Are you okay though? Are your kids safe? Do you have a plan on what to do at all? She ignores me.
I should have known something bad was going to happen when you didn't give me those earrings. It was a sign. I should have known that God was telling me my bonds would be broken.
That's ridiculous. You can't just assume everything is a sign. It's coincidence, plain and simple.
You could have just said yes, though. Now I'm going through a divorce and he wants his son and...
Well, okay, but I'm going inside to start or we'll never finish on time. She then proceeded to spend the rest of the day sulking and refusing to do any actual work. She tried telling her mother that I ruined her life, and her mom, thank God, just told her to stop looking for someone to blame. 3. Some background. I, 31 male, work as a teacher for ages 11 to 12 in your average school. The class I'm currently in charge of is my very first since I graduated. We're closing in on the winter holiday, and the first set of grades are ready to go. Students get their grades when they are in 6th grade. There are plenty of students in need of special attention. Some need help reading, some have problems with anger, etc. One of them had a severe problem writing. He didn't actually care that much, and it wasn't unusual for him to turn in like 5 sentences after 2 weeks of work. On top of this, his handwriting was so bad that neither him nor me could actually make out what it said. Needless to say, I had several chats with the family voicing my concern about this. On to the actual story. So with 2 weeks left before winter holiday, the student's mom storms into my classroom after the students have gone home for the day. "What do you mean you're giving my son an F warning?" The grade F is obviously failed, not passing. Well, we have had several discussions about his performance regarding his writing skills, and so far all 4 of our assignments have been graded F. But don't worry, we still have 1 more semester to work on it. He's actually improving fast now that he put some effort into it. So there's a chance for him to pass? Yes, I would say so, looking at the past few weeks. Would it help if he turns in old assignments and gets them graded? Yeah, of course. I don't really take into account when they're turned in, as long as they're good. However, I can't grade text written at home since I can't know for sure that he is the one who wrote it. EM nods and leaves. I don't think much of it until 2 days before the holidays. EM once again appears in my classroom. With her, she has a whole stack of papers and hands them to me. I look at them and ask, "Oh, what is this?" "It's my son's assignments, all 4 of them." "Oh, I guess I'll look at them, but as I said, I can't really use them to judge his abilities." "It's fine, I promise he did them all by himself." "That's good, I'll take a look." She leaves again and I glance over the papers. You don't need any form of special education to notice the extreme difference between these papers and his old ones. Think like a child's picture book, compared to a novel for young adults. There is no way he wrote this himself. Besides, even if I would use them, the grade for this semester is already locked in and can't be changed. On the last day of the semester, all students get an envelope with their grades. They are not allowed to open them before they leave the school area. Everyone gets on their way. I clean up the last mess for the year, and make my way to the teacher's room and chat around with my colleagues. After about 30 minutes, I'm the last one left, so I turn off the lights and head to the door. At the same time as I open it, I get shoved back into the school by EM and she is fuming. In her clenched fist, she has the open envelope and locks eyes with me. "What do you mean by giving my son an F? I gave you his papers yesterday." Well, as I said, I can't really use papers from home since I can't be— "Are you calling him a cheater? How dare you? He worked really hard on his assignments. It's not his fault he can't perform when he's with you." That might be, still, I can't use it. Even if I could, the grades are already locked in. "You said he would pass if he turned those papers in. You lied to me." No, I said we had 1 whole semester left, and that if he works hard, a passing grade is possible. It's not possible to make up for 2.5 years in less than 2 weeks. At this point, EM changes tactics, since I obviously won't budge. I can't believe that you're so heartless. How can you even think about giving a poor child an F this close to Christmas? It's time for good deeds, and he deserves a passing grade. Since I do follow the rules when it comes to grading, I can't really take into account holidays and special events. It's not part of the curriculum. You monster! I hope you feel good about ruining a child's Christmas. He will probably cry every day until you pass him. Sorry to hear that, but as a teacher, I can only grade the knowledge and skill that he shows me, nothing else. She inhales as if reloading for the next round. And I thought I made it clear that we are going on holiday in a few weeks. Yeah, I already granted your request. A holiday to Spain? Yeah, I might remember that. Why? You ruined that too, just so you know. My child was so excited to go there and use the Spanish he'd learned. Okay. You gave him an F in Spanish too. Now you've destroyed his love and confidence in using Spanish. He was going to talk Spanish the whole trip. And now he won't say a word. But I'm not his Spanish teacher. I don't grade it. The Spanish teacher does? Well, you work together, so you could have told her to give him an E or better. I have no idea how he does in that subject, and I have no formal education regarding Spanish either, so no, I couldn't. I will talk to the principal about this, and tell her that you ruined the little boy's Christmas and holiday. I really hope you get what you deserve. A teacher that doesn't love children should get fired. She storms off, leaving me there confused. I phoned the principal to warn her about what's to come. She asks if I'm okay, and I say that I am. After all, I have to follow the rules, otherwise I would lose my job, and I would give him the same grade even if I got the chance to change it. The student ended up reaching a passing grade by the very skin of his teeth. I even asked 2 other colleagues to grade his work without revealing his name. Both graded it as just above passing. Oh, and I didn't get fired either, despite EM pushing for it. The principal tried to explain to EM that me giving out an F was correct, and that I wouldn't get fired for it. If I changed the grade, that might have caused me to get fired, however. She showed up a few more times during the last semester, but didn't do anything else. So I guess it ended on a positive note. Well, ain't that nice? And just to clear up in case anyone's wondering, this student is what you would consider, quote-unquote, normal. No diagnosis, no trouble at home, had friends, was healthy. He just didn't care about writing. Like he didn't see any value in having that skill. So he didn't bother learning it. 4. Some background on me before the story. I'm in a Kiss tribute band, and I just switched places from Gene Simmons to Paul Stanley yesterday. As a result, I'm learning all the rhythm guitar parts and the lyrics to the songs Paul Stanley sings. 45 minutes ago, I was learning my parts on guitar, and decided to take a break, so I started playing bass for a bit. Note, I didn't have my guitar or bass plugged into an amp, so you could barely hear it. I was playing Detroit Rock City on my bass, and my door slams open, and Mom starts ranting about my bass being too loud and she couldn't sleep. I tried to explain that my bass wasn't even plugged in, so it's barely audible, and I was trying to play quiet on top of that to avoid something like this, but she kept cutting me off, ranting about me not letting her sleep. Stepdad heard Mom and came into my room and saw Mom almost yelling at me and not giving a crap. A quick note about Stepdad, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't mean any disrespect, but it worked in my favor here. He heard Mom say, "I'm trying to sleep and you can't even let me do that because you have to be so loud." And he said, "You weren't asleep. You were watching a movie and you went to the bathroom." Then he realized what he said and quickly walked away as Mom glared at him. It then became clear that she was walking by and heard me and was ranting at me for the sake of ranting at me. Then she turned back and ranted more about me being loud. I waited for her to pause and I said, "That was me trying to be quiet. You and I have a vastly different opinion of loud." She yelled, but I didn't hear it because I put my headphones in and listened to and played along to New York Groove. She saw I wasn't listening and tried to get my attention, and eventually tried to come pull my headphones out, but I put my arms out so she couldn't reach. I'm 6'2", so I have a long reach, and me holding her at bay stopped her from pulling my headphones out. Stepdad walked in and saw her grabbing for my headphones and me holding her back, and he came and pulled her off and took her out of the room. After he calmed her down, he came in and talked to me. He and I haven't always seen eye to eye on things, so it surprised me when he apologized. He said he doesn't want to get on her bad side. I was grateful for him intervening, but I was kind of cold because she was screaming at me for 45 minutes before he did anything. I told him I was pissed off at him too because of the shit from the past, and if he wanted forgiveness, it was going to come with time. But we could start working on it. He put his hand out and I shook it, and he apologized again and left. I'm sitting here contemplating how I can stop her next outburst before it starts. But I did make some peace with stepdad for once, so we'll see how long that lasts. 5. This happened about 7 to 8 years ago. My daughter and I used to live in an apartment that was walking distance from a public park. Some entitled people went there, but this is one instance of me being involved. This is a prominently white neighborhood, and my daughter and I are Latina. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but I thought I would mention it. I have asthma, and get winded rather easily, even when using my inhaler. I will sit on a swing to catch my breath if I'm winded, so I could still keep a clear eye on my daughter, who is about 2 or 3 at this time. After playing with her for a bit, I did just this. There are lots of swings in the park, and I am 5 feet tall, so when I am winded, I prefer the lower swings. There was another little girl, the EK, about age 5 on the swings, and there is an empty swing in between us that separates us. My daughter wanted to take a break and sit on the swing next to me, which was also really low. It touched my heart, so I made sure she gets on and is sitting safely on the swing. I set myself back down in my swing, and a minute later, my daughter was suddenly pushed from the swing by the little girl on the swing next to her. It was very sudden, and she was unable to land on her feet, and instead landed on her hands and knees. "Excuse me? Why did you push my daughter? I don't understand why you did."
I'm saving this swing for my friend so she can sit here.
I took a deep breath, and I understand that she probably wasn't thinking, and that I could fairly compromise. "I'm sorry. I didn't know you were waiting for your friend, but my daughter and I were here before your friend was. I'll tell you what, we will only sit here for a few minutes, and as soon as your friend gets here, we will be happy to move. Where is your friend?" The entitled kid then points to a small group of kids riding in a minicar. Her friend is the only girl who seems to be having a blast playing with the car and not in a rush to join EK at all. My daughter begins to attempt to sit back down. EK pushes her again and begins screaming and stamping her feet.
No, 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 you can't sit here because I said so, and it's for my friend.
I look at her and I'm beyond pissed now, but in an even voice. "Don't push my daughter. Where are your parents?" Enter Nosy Lady. She had silver hair, glasses, and I had to crane my head up to look her full on in the face.
"Why are you bullying this girl?"
Daughter and I wanted to sit down on the swing. Why are you assuming she's being bullied when she's the one who pushed my daughter twice now unprovoked?
Can't you sit anywhere else?
Why should I have to in a public park? My daughter just wanted to sit next to me, and these are the lowest swings. The friend your granddaughter is waiting for is off playing in a car, and seeing as the entitled kid doesn't own the park, she can't call dibs on a swing that isn't being used. And I even tried to compromise, but I will not put up with your granddaughter pushing my 2-year-old.
She's not my granddaughter.
Do you even know her?
No, but...
So you're defending a kid you don't know in a situation that doesn't involve you. It's perfectly fine for her to bully my daughter off a swing, but when I ask to speak to her parents, I'm a bully? Why can you advocate for a stranger, but I can't stand up for my daughter? Why does she deserve less than this girl or her friend in a public space?
Well, you're setting a bad example for your daughter.
Ah, yes. I should let my kid be bullied and allow her to believe she is less than someone else. Why is that?
I just think you're being unreasonable.
Answer my question. Nosy Lady just kept repeating herself, and my daughter had started to cry at this point, while the entitled kid seemed smug. I just gave my daughter a hug and told her that we're going to have fun and not let these bullies ruin our fun time. I stayed for an hour more than what I had planned to make my daughter feel better. Entitled kid's friend never came over to the swings the entire time I was there. I flipped the bird to Nosy Lady on my way out when my daughter wasn't looking. Just wanted to share my experience. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to the Impractical Proudness of Parents. IPOP number 59. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. If you liked the video, then please do click the like button, leave a comment, and possibly subscribe, which helps the videos get seen by more people, which is really only going to annoy the Karens and, we're calling them Richards or Dicks? Let's go with Dicks, and the various entitled parent types in these videos. Really, when you like a Hellfreezer video, it's like a public service. You're not just helping me, you're helping the world. Liking a Hellfreezer video protects humanity from stupidity. Allegedly. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourself.